question 6, the last one, is 18 marks, so it's a lot of marks. And this one is looking at the comparisons between 2 magazines and the scores that they give to the restaurants. So for the first part, we're told to find the Pearson's product moment correlation coefficient for the data set. So this one is Pearson's data, which is using the actual values. It's not Spearman's rank. So we're going to put down in the spreadsheet the data. So I've got the elite traveller, and then I've got the Condé Nast. So I'm just going to put CN for that one. So I'm going to type in the data first of all. So 8.3, 6.7, 6.9, 7.5. And in the exam, you will be expected to type in quite a few bits of data, as you probably saw on this test. And then we're going to put them in for the second magazine. There we go. So to find Pearson's correlation, it's menu, statistics, stats calculations, and it's the linear regression. You can also find it in the 2 variable, but looking ahead, we're not needing to find the mean points or anything, so it's probably better to do the linear regression because that will help us out in the next question. So the X data is the elite traveller, and then I've called it CN for the Y data. So my R value there is 0.961. So my Pearson's correlation coefficient is 0.961. That's just gone off your screen. Let's put it underneath. So 0.961. And then for the second part of the question, it's asking us to interpret that relationship. So it is positive and it is strong. Okay, so there's a mark for each of those. So positive, strong correlation. And then we need to find the equation of the regression line, y on x. So that's the normal regression line. So for this one, it is y and x, so I can write y and x. Be careful because sometimes the notation is not y and x, so you would need to change it. So we have y is equal to, and then the m there is highlighted on the GDC, 0.685 to 3 significant figures, x, and then the y value there is positive 2.38 to 3 significant figures again. Then I need to use the regression line to estimate the score when x is equal to 10. So it's when the elite traveller is 10. So I'm just going to substitute that into my formula. And you should show your working here. So when I substitute in 10, and then I can use my calculator to find the answer there. So 0.685 times 10. And then I'm adding on 2.38. So the answer there should be 9.23. And then I need to state whether it's reliable. Now, it's actually not that reliable because the values that I've been given only go from 5.6 to 9.7. So it is a little bit outside of my region, so it's extrapolating. However, we have got good, positive, strong correlation. So you could argue that either way, really, so long as you justify your answer. So it's extrapolating, it's outside of the region, but it's also strong correlation. Then we need to complete the 2 empty rows so that we can rank them. So it's now leading us into Spearman's rank. So it's up to you whether you start with the highest or the lowest. It does not matter which way round. So I'm going to start with the highest rank first. So the highest rank of the elite traveller, the X at the top, I've got a value of 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then starting with the Condé Nast, the Cn or the Y value, again, I'm going to start with the biggest value. If I've started with the biggest on the other one, I need to start with the biggest on this one as well. It's my second place, third place, fourth place, fifth. Now fifth is actually joint. I've got 2 here that are both fifth place. So that would be fifth and then sixth. And therefore, they both need to be joint. In fact, no, there is actually the next one is this one here, fifth. That one's bigger. So these would be 6th and 7th place. And therefore, we average the 2 out and we say that they're both 6.5. So we've used 6 and 7, and therefore the last one is 8. So that's when I've ranked them using my Spearman's rank. So I'm now going to find my Spearman's rank correlation coefficient. So to do this, I now need to put them into a spreadsheet with my new values. So this time I'm going to call it X rank and Y rank. So my X rank is 3, 7, 6, 4, 1, 2, 8, and 5. And then my Y rank is 3, 6.5, 6.5, 5, 1, 2, 8, 4. And I'm going to do exactly the same as I did previously. So statistics, stats calculations, linear regression. And this time I'm using my X rank and I'm using my Y rank. So the calculator does it in the same way. It's just that we're putting the rank in rather than the full value. So we can now find the Spearman's rank correlation, which is 0.970. And we need to comment on the result of that. And again, it's positive, strong correlation, same as it was last time, which is good that they're both showing the same sort of result. If they're showing vastly different, check one of your answers. The director of the Elite magazine says that the score for restaurant E was too high, so it's going to be reduced from 9.7 to 9.2. So that's section E, which is this one here. So we're reducing the 9.7 to 9.2, this value. And we need to say why it doesn't change the Spearman's rank. And that's because it's still in first place. Even if I had a value here of 9.2, it would still be first place. So the rank is therefore exactly the same as it was before. So nothing has actually changed. And then is there one R value you would use? So if we go back to the original data set, I can then do document, insert, data and statistics, and I can have my elite traveller as X, Condé Nast as Y, and I can look at the data. Now we know that to be Pearson's, it needs to be linear and not have any large anomaly. If not, then we can use Spearman's rank. So looking at this, it looks as though Pearson's would be a good choice. It's pretty linear and there's no real obvious anomaly. So therefore you could argue that Pearson's would be the better option. If you argued it correctly and you said that you were wondering if this one here, which I think is G, was an anomaly, then you could say maybe therefore I would use Spearman's rank, but you need to argue it in whichever way you want to argue. And drawing it out here, just seeing it on your GDC is a really good way to see which one you would think is more preferable.